I don't know what this is called, but I'm calling it the Barnbow Lasses Memorial Park. That's what it should be called. Talking about the Barnbow Lasses there. A bunch of heroic ladies died. A national filling factory, Crossgates, Leeds, who lost their lives in the explosions, 1916. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they just made stuff. They died making it. Oh, sausages. Got some beautiful plants though. Geraniums, lobelia. That thing with the yellow flowers on, that one. Awesome. Oh, those poor girls. I suppose the factory blew up. 1916, 5th of December. Worst disaster ever before Leeds happened on 5th of December 1916, when an explosion ripped apart Hut 42 at the Barnbow Shell Filling Factory and killed 35 girls and women. Many more were injured. In an interview with the Yorkshire Evening Post in 1995, Mrs. Mary Ann Cowell remembered the events of the night quite clearly. I worked in room 41, the Shell store, and opposite was room 42. At the bottom of my room, they filled the shelves with two bags, one known as A bag and one known as B bag. My recollection of the accident, which was hushed up, was that it occurred about 10:30 p.m. just after I'd finished my 2 p.m, 10 p.m. shift. There's this terrific bang, and we were told afterwards that the accident had occurred because instead of one A and one B bag being put into the shell, someone had put in two B bags. The fuse did not go down sufficiently enough, and the worker who picked up the shell in number 42 room put it into the machine and it blew up. It also burst all the hot water pipes above, and many workers got scalded. Heroes of the hour. Mr. William Parkin, a mechanic working at the plant, was passing when the explosion occurred. He entered the devastated Hut 42 at least 11 times, each time returning with an injured girl. He received no official recognition for this act of courage, but the girls working at the factory presented him with an inscribed silver watch in recognition of his bravery. Mrs. Jane Ann Sparrow tended the injured and visited them afterwards at Leeds General Infirmary. She received a dressing jacket and a letter from Mr. Joseph Watson, chairman of the board of directors, as a small token of gratitude for the splendid assistance and work she rendered to the wounded on December the 5th. That's one of those girls. Worked as firefighters at the Barnbow factory. She was a firefighter. Those two, mother and daughter, worked at the factory at the time of the explosion. Another couple, Edith and Agnes, died in the explosion. Edith died, but Agnes wasn't at work that day due to having flu. Oh no, that's even worse. Remembering the injured. Many who remain unknown were badly injured in this disaster, losing limbs and suffering terrible injuries, scalding. Their courage should be recognised in having to endure the physical and psychological trauma inflicted upon them in the service of their own country. Jane Swift was caught up in the accident, and her hair was caught in the machine she was working on, effectively scalping her. Ow. She never recovered psychologically from the explosion and never worked again. She never married and always covered her head with a black shawl. When the Woodpecker Inn was bombed during World War II, she was at a relative's house nearby and was badly affected by the blast. She died 3 months later. Oh. a second explosion at the factory on 21st of March 1917 caused the death of 2 girls, and in another accident on 31st of May 1918, 3 men were killed and others injured. This third accident happened in one of the mixing sheds when the shift was being changed, otherwise the casualty rate would have been much higher. Didn't know that. Bumbo lasses. Oh, moves. The worst, what do they call it? The worst disaster ever to befall Leeds. It's nice as well. Look at this. This is something they could do. Putting all these flowers in. Beautiful. And it goes all the way along. And along here and all. Beautiful idea. Better than not cutting the grass. It's not a good idea. All the way along. Just beautiful. These little pink ones. I think that must be some sort of mixture. All the way up to the end. And then that bit round there. Beautiful. I'm off to work soon. And England will be off to work in a few hours. Come on, England. You can win. Never won the European Championships before, but we're going to this time. Alright.